So student, you have seen the expansion wall in the last lecture. So what is the purpose of this expansion wall? The expansion wall reduces the pressure of refrigerant from the condenser pressure to evaporator pressure. Okay. And where is the location? An expansion wall is attached to the inlet to the evaporator and controls the amount of refrigerant flow into the evaporator. Okay. So this is the main function of this expansion wall. The wall controls refrigerant flow based on evaporator outlet temperature measured by a temperature sensing bulb and the tube. Means what happens? The evaporator is the thing, okay, in which we are sending the refrigerant, okay, and the air which is to be the cooled, that cool air is flowing around the evaporator. So if the load on the system increases, okay, so large amount of cooled air is required by the system. So what happens? A large amount of air flows over to this evaporator, and due to which what happens? A large amount of heat interaction takes place between the air which is to be the cool and the refrigerant in the evaporator. Due to this, the temperature of the refrigerant, okay, which is living at the outlet of the evaporator, it increases, and this is measured by the temperature sensing bulb, and according to it the wall controls the refrigerant flow into the evaporator. Now see here, when the outlet is warm, the opening of the expansion wall is increased, allowing refrigerant to flow into the evaporator. So what happens when load increases? I have already told you, as the load increases, the refrigerant temperature also increases, okay, and due to this the outlet of the refrigerant from the evaporator is warm, and the opening of the expansion wall is also increased, and which allows the more amount of refrigerant to flow into evaporator. As the outlet of the evaporator decreases outlet temperature, the sensing bulb causes the expansion wall to restrict flow of refrigerant into the evaporator. This type of system is called a thermostatic expansion wall. Okay, and it is usually abbreviated as TVV or TXV. Now see here, this one is a typical air conditioning system. Here they are using the expansion wall. Now this one is the compressor, this one is the condenser, this is the receiver, this is the expansion wall, this one is our evaporator. Okay, and here at the outlet of the evaporator, here is the temperature sensor. Now this next is this orifice tube. What is the purpose of this orifice tube? So orifice tube is a small diameter tube. Whenever you have seen any refrigerator, at the back side of the refrigerator you have seen a small diameter tubings. Okay, so what is the purpose of these tubings? Whenever a refrigerant flows from these tubings, okay, it absorbs the heat and also it gets converted into a low pressure gas. So in this case, in orifice tube we are incorporating a pressure switch. So whenever the pressure at the outlet of the evaporator, okay, it drops, so what is going to happen? The refrigerant will start freezing, and this will choke our lines. Therefore a pressure switch is there. Pressure switch senses the pressure and operates. Whenever the pressure falls below particular value, the pressure switch opens the circuit and stops the flow of refrigerant into the evaporator. And whenever there is an increase in the pressure to the normal value, then pressure switch closes and allows the refrigerant to flow into the evaporator. Now here you can see here, uh, this is a typical automotive air conditioning system that uses a cycling clutch and the orifice tube. Now see here, this is the orifice tube, okay, and it the pressure is sensed in this system, and according to it this compressor is operated. Now this one is the orifice tube, you can see here, this is to the condenser and this is to the evaporator, and here there is an expansion occurs of the refrigerant. So when temperature and pressure increases in the evaporator, the pressure switch closes, causing compressor to start forcing the refrigerant to the evaporator again. This type of system is commonly called cycling clutch orifice tube or CCOT system. Okay, so this is commonly used in automobile air conditioners. Now next important control is the thermostatic control. The lower the pressure of refrigerant, the lower is the temperature. If evaporator pressure is about 30 psi, means 220 kilopascal for R12 refrigerant, or 28 psi, that is 193 kilopascal for an R134A system. This R134A is the refrigerant. Temperature of the evaporator will remain above freezing. Okay, that is 32 degree Fahrenheit, 0 degree centigrade. Now this is for this system, you can see here, if the refrigerant is operated in such range, okay, then the temperature inside the evaporator will be below the freezing, means below 32 degree Fahrenheit. We call that as freezing point of water. Now what happens? Temperature control is used to prevent this. So if we maintain this 32 degree Fahrenheit or 0 degree centigrade inside our evaporator, what will happen? Naturally, the moisture particles will condense and there will be the freezing of this moisture particles in the system. That is why this temperature control system is used. Okay, as moisture in the air would freeze and clog airflow through the evaporator, the air conditioning system will stop functioning. Now this is the main reason why we are not operating the system below 0 degree centigrade. As the temperature falls below 0 degree centigrade, okay, the air particles which contains the moisture, this moisture will condense and it will form the liquid particles, and these liquid particles by the low temperature will result into their freezing, and this freezing will clog the airflow through the evaporator and air conditioning system will stop. तर ते इव्हॉपरेटरच्या ज्या प्लेट्स असतील ना त्याच्यावरती काय होईल, बर्फ साचला जाईल आणि त्या बर्फामध्ये काय होईल माहिती का, जी एअर आपल्याला कूल करायची आहे त्या एअरचं कूलिंग प्रॉपर होणार नाही. If the AC is turned off, when this happens, heat from surrounding air will melt the ice and air conditioning will again function. अशा वेळेस आपण काय करायचं, एअर कंडिशनिंग सिस्टमला स्विच ऑफ करायचं. स्विच ऑफ झाल्यानंतर ना ते जे हे असेल आईस जमा झालेला असेल ऑपरेटरवरचा, तो काय होईल, तो मेल्ट होईल आणि परत आपली सिस्टम परत अद्यावत पहिल्यासारखी ऑपरेट होईल. Then a commonly used method to control evaporator temperature is to use a thermostat to control the compressor. Air conditioning compressor use a electromagnetic clutch. Now see here, this one is the our compressor clutch coil. These are the compressor clutch coil, and this electromagnetic clutch is used for the operation of this air conditioning compressor. Okay, when the thermostat senses that the temperature is near freezing, that is near 0 degrees centigrade, a switch stops the compressor from circulating the refrigerant. So by this way the thermostat can control the operation of this compressor. This thermostat switch is called a thermo switch, icing switch, or a defrost switch. Okay, so this is another important controlling device of an air conditioning system. Now there is one small note that the older vehicles, okay, used a system to control evaporator pressure when used with a continuously operating compressor, including a POA valve and EPR valve. POA is full form is pilot operated absolute valve, and EPR valve is evaporator pressure regulator valve, which maintains at least 30 psi in evaporator to prevent evaporator freeze up. So in this were the older system valves. Okay, these older cars may be using these two valves, and the purpose of this valve is to maintain the at least 30 pounds per square inch pressure in the evaporator, and if the pressure falls below this 30 psi, this will lead to the freezing of this evaporator. Okay, so these are the two important controlling elements we have seen in the today's class. One is the expansion valve, then there is orifice tube, and there is a thermostat. So purpose of this is to prevent freezing in the evaporator section. If there is a freezing